Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. People often ask, if you could only have one rifle, what would it be? Well, out west it would obviously be a 300 Magnum of some type, but that's not really practical because you can't get a lot of practice time shooting that heavy of a caliber with that type of recoil and have any perceived accuracy. So second on the list would be what's on the bench today, which is my 22-250. Alright, so I've got a target set up at 100 yards. I'm trying brand new loads. I've never gone this low before, and I'll explain that in a minute. We'll see ya. Let's get to shooting. Now the 22-250 is considered the king of varmint rifles. Yes, there are some that are faster, and there are some new cartridges that are coming out that I don't own and have not yet tested. But this is the granddaddy that goes clear back to the 20s or 30s. It was finally standardized by Remington in 1965. It is the most accurate rifle that I own. And I am confident that I can take a critter out to at least 400 yards. So if you think about it in terms of sustenance, there's far more small critters that you can eat than there are large critters. So if you was going hungry, that's why I say this is probably the #1 rifle, because squirrels, rabbits, edible varmints that you can eat, this is made for it. Yes, you can shoot deer, but I wouldn't do it. You know, it would have to be a pretty well-placed shot or a specialized shot like in the head or something like that. So the treat that I have for you today is I'm going to be shooting 50 grain Vmaxes. Now, I've never shot these in this 22-250 before, because this is the easiest rifle I ever had to work up a load for. 55 grain Vmax, 38 grains of H380, which is recommended by Bruce Hodgson himself years ago. And it worked absolutely fantastic, and I never had to try more powder weight or less powder weight or even another powder. Either that or I just got satisfied, got lazy, and said, that's good to go, why waste my time? But today I am going with the 50 grains because this is a 1 in 14 twist barrel. So it's going to be going maybe 150 to 200 feet per second faster. I've got the chronograph on. We're going to test that. We're going to give you those numbers. We're going to start out with Varget Powder this time. Again, new bullet, new powder. Never tested it before. We're going to start out with 35.1, 35.4, 35.7, and end up at 36 grains, which is about still 4/10 of a grain below Hornady's listed max. All right, so let me go turn on the camera down there on the target, and let's get to shooting. Okay, I've already shot 2 of my 55 grains just as a baseline, and that average was just right around 3,500 feet per second. I know that's mild, but it's very accurate. Okay, so let's see if we can go maybe 200 feet per second faster. I don't know. All right, here we go. First 3 shots. Again, that is at 35.1 grains. All right, here we go. $35.40. $35.18. Varget has always been, that was 3518 duplicate. Varget's always been a slow powder for me. All right, let's go reset up. We're going up just 0.3 of a grain to 35.4. Okay, that was an average of 35.25, an SD of 12, extreme spread of 22. See if we can do better, but no matter what, that would be a dead rabbit at 100 yards, wouldn't it? So you can see how easy the 22-250 is to load for. All right, at least based upon this new, okay, so you know Remington Peters brass Winchester large rifle primer. All right, target just above the last one I shot. .59. .76. Okay. Let's check out the numbers and go up 0.3 of a grain now to 35.7. Okay, I've never tried Varget powder before in something, you know, as light as the 22-250. And so far, my experience with Varget, even in larger calibers like the 308, is I don't get quite the velocity that I get out of other powders. So that last was 35.71. But a good SD of 11. All right, so now we're going to do 35.7. I think you can see why I love this rifle. It's very accurate. It can make even a poor shot like me look good. All right, here we go. I don't know if I told you about the recoil, but the recoil is nothing. You know, maybe 5-6 pounds. Okay, that last one was 36.34, so we are climbing a little bit, but I'm only going to go up 0.3 more of a grain. So let's go ahead and give you the numbers. Okay. That last average was 36.12, a little bit higher, standard deviation of 19. I wish I would have gone higher on Varget. This last is at 36 grain. According to Hornady, I can go up to 36.4, and at 36.4 it's supposed to be at 3,800 feet per second. So right now the velocity is a little bit disappointing. For some of you that like accuracy over velocity, I've explained that several times. I like precision first, and then accuracy would line in with precision and everything else, because you should have low SD, consistency, and then you can adjust your scope to go dead center. Obviously I don't need to adjust the scope, it's hitting right where it's supposed to. Alright, last three. Let's hope for a big bump in velocity. .36.52. Doesn't look like we're going to get there. .36.74. All right. Well, I don't think Varget would get up to 3,800 feet per second, but no matter what, let's go ahead and analyze that target as we always do. Okay, folks, here's my target with 50 grain Vmax using Varget Powder, Remington Model 700 BDL, chambered in 22-250. Okay, the first group here, 35.1 grains, an average of 35.25, an SD of 12, extreme spread of 22, and a pretty good little group there. Okay, then we kicked it up a notch to 35.4 of Varget, average of 35.71, SD of 10, extreme spread of 19, and that seems to be the best group out of all. Just so you know, these circles here are a 1-inch circle. Okay, then over here, 35.7, an average of 36.12, an SD of 19, extreme spread of 37. That's kind of disappointing, and pretty much the same point of impact. Okay, then 36 grains kicked up to 36.60, SD of 12, extreme spread of 22, and again, pretty similar shot placement there. All right, so what have we learned? All right, Varget Powder, as I told you, is always a slower in velocity powder, but I can go up 0.4 of a grain to see if I can get that over, at least over 3,700, but in Hornady's manual it says I should be getting 3,800. And that's as high as I'll go. But no matter what, folks, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comment section. But no matter what, check your subscriptions. Please do subscribe. God bless y'all. See you again next time. Goodbye.